Hey, what's up? Back with just another really quick reflection. I was going through my Instagram stories and I saw one of my friends. She posted somewhat kind of like a testimony, something that had happened to her today, where she went to the grocery store and she was going to the grocery store because she needed to buy food, but as she was going, she wasn't really sure if she was going to have enough money in her bank account. So she walks up to the register, cart full, ready to pay, just kind of going in faith, hoping that, the card will go through and she'll be able to buy food for the week that she needs. And the card ends up being declined. If you've ever been in a situation where your card was declined, my credit card was declined last week at a gas station, even though it was totally valid, and I still had a mini heart attack and stuff. So if you've ever been in that situation, you kind of know the panic and even slight embarrassment that comes with that, even if you do have money on the card. So she was in the midst of that emotional roller coaster, and as she looks back to the payment machine, she can see that the person behind her is actually paying for her before she even has time to react to the situation. And it really reminded me of the Bible study that I was in this last Sunday. We're going through the book of Hosea, and in chapter 2, we read about how Israel is going to bring, how God is going to bring Israel into the desert and basically sift her of a lot of the idols and gods that she has in her life. And he's gonna do that by kind of isolating her, putting her in a place where she can think clearly. It describes it this way. I'll just read to you what the text says. It says, "But then I will win her back." "But then I will win her back once again. I will lead her into the desert. I will speak tenderly to her there. I will return her vineyards to her and transform the valley of trouble into a gateway of hope." And my friend's story really reminded me of this because she was in a valley of trouble, and it's in that valley that God ended up showing her and reminding her the hope that he has in him. And he, in a way, was speaking tenderly to her there because of the man that was paying for her food, right? And the reason that I'm attributing all of this to God, one, it's because as Christians, we believe that everything that is provided for us is provided for us through God. And this passage, actually, this chapter is really reminding Israel that, listen, even though maybe you trade with outsiders or you feel that you go to this idol and you worship it and then it seems like there's some kind of return or something, or the sacrifices that you bring to it, all of that stuff is brought to you by God, right? And God brings Israel out into the desert, metaphorically within this chapter, to remind it that everything is from him. And I think my friend had that moment too, where she was there with nothing, completely helpless, and God provided for her in that moment. And if you read her Instagram story, it literally attributes it all to God. She's if you knew the God that I served, if you know my God, then you know that this is his love. And it's so true. It really is his love. So if all that to say, kind of what I'm taking away from it is if you feel you're in a desolate place, if you feel you're in a valley of trouble, recognize that God might be wanting to bring you into that place to be able to remind you how much he loves you, and he wants to speak to you tenderly. So listen for his voice. What is he trying to show you through the people around you? Is he trying to show you that he's going to provide for you? Is he trying to show you that he wants you to be heard and cared for through those who are caring for and listening to you around you? Or is he just trying to show you that listen, you can't do this on your own. I'm bringing you here so that you go to your knees and recognize that you need me. And the only way you can make it through this valley is to recognize that I am your hope, that Jesus Christ is your hope. So I hope that that's somewhat of an encouragement to you. Like I said, this is kind of just a quick reflection. But yeah, it was just cool. I don't know. I read it and I was you know what? More people need to hear about that. And it connects with my Bible study. So that's pretty awesome. But yeah.